Ho, 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 holy shit. Titles. Go.
No Elwin.
Bruised Wayne.
Buy me some pancakes.
Yule. Goat.
The Kid Rock end of the gene pool.
The Butthole Show.
Fur bikini.
Puppet therapy.
Crazy Sauce.
The Swatter.
The book according to the black mailman.
The White Carl Winslow.
All right, then. Let's do this. If you're okay with that, Paul.
Oh, oh, oh. Hello, welcome to this very festive edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm no Elwin.
Corbs.
Cav.
Coconut bra, tassels, man, little coconut holes, Jack.
It must be Jack, based on that description.
Gotta be Jack.
Guys, what's got you geeked?
All right, I struggled with this a little bit this week, just because I'm excited about Christmas, but everyone's excited about Christmas. And I thought really, really long and hard because I wanted something good. And I thought it might be my Secret Santa gift I got today, which was a set of throwing knives that I'm really excited
What?
to throw at the dog this summer. But I decided I'm going to go with something that has me. I don't want to say I'm geeked about it, but I'm looking forward to the entertainment value of something very interesting that's going on in our lives. Now, we were looking to try to switch therapists for Avery because she's at Liberty Resources because they can do med management as well. But she's had 3 different therapists. They start with her, they leave. None of them have any experience with Tourette's or anything. And this new one, this really young girl, I think this is she must be just starting off. She's really nice, but she doesn't know what to do with her. So we wanted to move her back to her old therapist, and we were looking into processes and all that kind of stuff. Would insurance cover it? And my wife ran across that. I don't know if it's SU, it's one of the colleges around here, runs this program where you can get free family counseling as long as you understand it's students and they're going to talk to their teacher about it and everything. And we don't need family, everything's in an uproar, but we do struggle, especially with Avery's behavior. We want to find ways to deal with her craziness and not always be negative, if that makes sense, because it's very difficult. It's a challenge. So we decided to start doing this just because it was free. What the hell? What's happened has been very interesting. Now we have 2 Chinese students. I couldn't tell you their names. And I can't always understand everything they say. They're nice enough. But there's something weird here because we've had multiple in-person meetings. We have multiple Zoom meetings, and they insist on meeting separately with Damara and I and everything. We've noticed something. They keep asking, "Oh, you guys work together. That must be difficult." No, really, actually, it's kind of cool. "Oh, but you spend all your time together. You must get stressed out." Literally trying to find a problem here. We've had to tell them several times, we're here for therapy with our dynamic with our daughter. Our marriage is fine, and they won't let up. They just keep trying to find a problem with our relationship. I don't know if they look at me and they think I crawled out of the Kid Rock end of the gene pool, but I'm not beating my wife, and everything's great there. We just have a challenging kid. So we've continued to do this. Every time we show up, they say, "What do you want to get out of this therapy?" Damara's ready to tell them, for you to fucking remember the answer to that question that you asked us every time, because they just keep asking it over and over again. They keep asking what our expectations are for behavior. Now, we're not expecting Avery to be an angel. She's a challenging kid, but she regularly jumps up off the couch and shows me her butthole. All right. There are things that are not appropriate and just ridiculous, crazy sauce. And they just keep acting like maybe we have too high of expectations. She's just a kid. She's 11, for fuck's sake. I mean, one more year and they'd marry her off if it was 100 years ago. You know, she's not an idiot. She knows that when she's irritating people. And to top it all off, the last time we went, right at the end of the session, we had to leave because we had to pick her up. My mother-in-law went to the hospital for something. We had to pick her up. They go, okay, come over here and pick out a puppet. They had a stand full of animal puppets, and they wanted us all to pick a puppet and start talking to each other. So we were beginning puppet therapy.
What's
Outstanding.
something to check out?
And now here's the thing. Damara's like, fuck this. I don't want to do this. I'm like, I just want to see where it's going to go. I mean, this is going to give me great material for the show. And I want to see how wackadoodle this can get. You know, it's only time. I mean, we just be at home watching TV anyway. But, you know, man, strange. I'm excited to see what craziness they try to pull on us next. Puppets, dude, fucking puppets. I'm working on a puppet voice. I'm really gonna play. I've already started like fucking with them anyway with some of my answers, and now I'm gonna get a puppet voice and I'm gonna create a character, and that's how I'm gonna talk every time. It's gonna be a blast.
I'm just thinking you should really go straight up like medieval, like European, like connotation and everything exclusively with the puppet, no matter what the puppet is.
Yeah. Oh, I picked an alligator.
Outstanding. That's so is he Noellen, the alligator, or
No,
you don't get to name him?
I don't know. It's supposed to represent me. I guess it's my avatar. The No Elwyn thing is just because my first name's Elwyn and it's Christmas time. It has nothing to do with puppet therapy.
What did Tamara pick? What animal did she pick?
I don't remember now.
The King's English alligator. I don't know, but yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Thanks, Jack. You should show up for the next session, like, and just whip out like a full backstory, like full written out, like character Bible.
Oh my god. You could just have your puppet do the whole episode.
Oh.
Guest starring.
No, I've already done an episode where there was another character played by me, and that didn't go too well according to Paul.
I remember that.
But that's it. That's all I got.
All right, who's next?
I guess I'll go. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, we all are excited for the holidays for sure. But I actually really am excited for the holidays. Like I said last time, I've already had my shopping done. But it's really cool. Like, I like to play Santa Claus, as big Polly Ho Ho is over here. It's kind of cool to be Santa Claus, and I just really enjoy seeing people's faces light up when they get that special gift. It's kind of cool. You see their smile, and they have like a little tear to their eye and all that. Like Emily and I did our gift exchange this past weekend. She got me like an ornament with us in it, which was really cool. But I just remember one year I got my mom like a music box or something like that she's always wanted, played one of her favorite songs, and then the lady just started crying. Like, with excitement, of course. But yeah, she wasn't freaked out by it, but she really enjoyed it.
She was so disappointed. She's
she's like, I don't want this shit. Yeah. No, but yeah, she's like, put that away. But I'll leave you with a funny story. But like, I remember one year I was 6 years old. I wanted to go to the mall, but my dad's like, you're too young. We're just gonna go to the Dollar Tree and we're gonna go do some Christmas shopping. Like, okay. So my dad worked for Niagara Mohawk for 40 plus years. He worked for his way from the mail center all the way up to the public relations director. So he worked his way up. So I was like, okay. So I found this nice little thing. 6-year-old Jack, as you know, I've never lost my weirdness charm. I find a mailman with a Dalmatian. The mailman is a black mailman. So my parents still have they have this case that has like their antiques in it, their Waterford, all these nice things. Emily and I go over to give my parents some Christmas presents. My dad pulls out of the antique case. He's like, look what Jack got me one year. He still has that black mailman statue. So I'm like, Dad, why'd you keep it? He's like, why not? You got me something that I really like, and it caught me off guard. I'm like, I'm so glad you like it still after all these years.
That's great.
Yeah, the guy wouldn't let me go to the mall, so we went to the Dollar Tree, and I was like, you worked in the mailroom. I wanted to get you a mailman. He's like, the black mailman is beautiful. But it's fun though, the Christmas time, just seeing people's faces light up. Like I said, my dad kept that after all these years, the music box, and it's just nice to give people stuff, and that's the spirit of Christmas. So it's kind of cool.
Nice. Kev? Corbs? Somebody?
I'll go. I mean, mine just happened today. I had my yearly physical today, so I went and met with obviously my doctor. She'd been out on maternity leave. She came back in November. So I hadn't seen her. I saw somebody else before. Not too keen on the girl I saw before. She doesn't really listen, I guess is the correct word.
Perfect.
My doctor I see now, she listens. She'll talk. She'll carry in a conversation and all this stuff, So it was good to see her again. I asked her about her son. He's 7.5 months. He's 7.5 months. So he's still a baby and stuff like that. So they're excited for Christmas and whatnot. But I had gone last week and gave blood, did my blood work, so that when I went in, they could. She likes to have it in front of her so we can discuss my A1C, my cholesterol, my blood pressure, and all that stuff. So when I was there, before she came back, I was there, I think like September, October, one of the two. My A1C was at 9, so it had gone back up. But when I saw her today, when I saw her today, it was down to just above 7.
Nice.
So it's gone way down. So
much better. Yeah.
I was pretty stoked about that. And I've lost 10 pounds. So
even better.
It's just the whole thing is the job. I mean, even she said the fact that I'm up and moving around again. I'm not just stationary and sedentary in my office. Was in my room. I literally rolled out of bed, climbed into my chair, worked for 8 hours, and then climbed back into bed and went back to sleep if I wanted to. So here I can't do that. I mean, here I'm running around the office pretty much all day long. So it's great. I love the job. So that's just, but the thing for me was the fact that my A1C came down almost a full 2 points or over 2 points, which is nice. And she said if I continue on with the way that I am going, it'll probably can get it under 7, probably closer to 6, which is supposed to be under 7. Anything under 7 is good. Paul, as you know, I mean, obviously, when you go and see a doctor, obviously they talk about your A1C and all that stuff. So, so I'm hoping next time I see her, I don't see her again until June, but I'm hoping by then my A1C will be under 7. So
that's awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that literally just happened today. So I had some other stuff, but I was kind of stoked about that. So
you should be. That's good.
So
who thought we'd reach the age where we're happy when our A1C goes down?
Right.
Or that we know what an A1C is. Yeah.
I see the stress has been down to Corbs, and you put the new addition on in your house over there, your place. I like your new study.
All right.
So, what's this section again? What's this segment about?
What's got you geeked?
Oh,
yeah, that's where we still are.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy we're finally getting our new boiler and heating system put in. There you go.
Yes,
That's
good.
Okay, the heating system that you're putting in, is it floor heating?
So we had a boiler and we had baseboard radiators. So cast iron radiators. The low ones, not the tall ones you might think of in an older house, but so all through the house are these low cast iron radiators that really radiate the heat really well. While over the past couple of years, they've started to leak here and there. And, they're 60 plus years old, 65 plus years old. So it kind of makes sense. And last year and a half, I've been looking to find somebody that could fix them, replace them, whatever, rebuild them. Doesn't exist. And to buy new ones is almost impossible. So I started looking for somebody to replace everything. The boiler's old. It was 5 years old when we moved in 2001. So I wanted everything replaced and tried to get somebody local to do it. Nobody wanted to do the work because it's a lot of work. So finally got Isaac out of Syracuse to do it. And they've been here. They quoted the job for 2 days, and it's already been 3. So and they got at least 1 more to go.
Wow.
Yeah. So it hasn't been horribly cold, and the house kind of retains heat pretty well. So the fireplace and a couple electric heaters have been okay. But I mean, the house has been it's everything in every room is like pushed to the center of the room. So we can't use anything in the house. I mean, you can barely get in the kitchen. This room I'm in here, our computer room, is like the only room we have a TV and a couple of chairs that we can actually use. And it'll be like this until the end of the day tomorrow at bare minimum, because once I get it all hooked up, I got to test it for leaks and stuff.
Right. The
one thing I will say is that they're doing a phenomenal job. They're taking their time, and the installation is top notch. I've seen boiler systems go in we went from a single zone to 2 zones because it's a split level. So we like to run the fireplace every once in a while in the in the living room, which is the lower level. And that really messes with the heat, because that's where the thermometer is. So now we have 2. So now we can regulate the upstairs and not freeze our asses off when we go to bed if we want to have the fireplace going. And that's taken some time. So yeah, it was it's a little stressful trying to figure out if we we're going to have heat for the winter. Just waiting for those radiators to blow out. And now it's a little stressful trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to keep the house warm until they get
right.
down.
Well, you're lucky, because I think it's supposed to be about mid 30 tomorrow, and then Friday it's supposed to be in the 50s for the first half of the day. So at least until for the next, but after that it's supposed to be brutal cold over the weekend. So it's gonna be shitty weather. From 11, 12 on Friday. So hopefully they get it fixed before they get it in and everything's working before then, because that'll suck if it's in the 20s and you really are struggling with heat. So
I think they will. Everything downstairs, so the boiler and all the supply lines, all that's done. They're just putting the radiators in now, like I say, and they have half the downstairs done. But they have 3 times as much left as what they've done to go. So hopefully they can get that all done in a day. And turned on and tested.
Right.
And plus they're supposed to come back in a day or 2 and check it to make sure it's not leaking. So I don't know who that lucky SOB is to come to my house during the holidays on a weekend, but that's what's going to happen.
Right.
Will they come to your house on Christmas Day if they have to?
According to what they told me, they have to be here 2 days after they turn it on to look for leaks. So once it's on, it's been pressurized and had several heat cycles, they have to come back and take a look at it. So that means somebody's going to be here Saturday or Sunday.
Yikes.
Can I ask you just ballpark what that's running for you? Just because I'm looking at something similar eventually when we need to. We have the same kind of heating here.
So I'll tell you exactly. So there was a difference. If I kept it single zone, so it's a brand new boiler, all brand new equipment, all the way through. So if we kept it single zone, it was going to be 18.5. And we went to 2 zones, so it took the price up over 22,000. So 22 and a half.
Wow.
1,800 square foot house.
You said 18.5. I was like $1,850. That's not too bad.
Yes.
Holy shit.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of equipment. The boiler is no joke. Everything is guaranteed for 10 years, parts, labor, whatever. First year of their golden service included. And plus, being their system, I mean, it's what did they say? How many hours? It's a couple hours turnaround if I have a problem. 24/7. So
wow.
Yeah, if they come out on Christmas, it's probably like triple time or something.
yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, they're already going to have 2 days invested in this. I mean, they've had three guys on site for 2 days. 2 guys on site today. There'll be 2 guys on site tomorrow. So I mean, that's a lot of manpower.
Yeah.
So
I'm just like, man, for $22,000, I could buy a whole house if I don't mind living next to someone with a mullet.
no, I'm foregoing, a snowmobile or a new motorcycle for this, but it's going to be worth it, because I know what the heat is like when it's all done. And I know what it means to have a system that's overbuilt, which is what this is.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we've had. The house was built in 57 and the heating system that was in it that's what it was. The boiler's been changed a couple of times, but the heating system has been the heating system that entire time. When people came in to investigate what it would take to change it out, I told him, I said, I want this to last another 60 years. So I'm, whether I have the house or somebody else does, it's going to be as good or better than what it was.
Nice.
So I'd be really happy if the stress part of it was done.
Right. Okay, perfect. All right, so I guess it's my turn. I got nothing this week. It's been a pretty stressful time. We're still scrambling, finishing up. Okay, I guess the only cool thing I have that I can go with, it just popped into my head. I'm trying something new this year for a new tradition. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but they're called the Christmas Eve boxes. Have you guys heard about this? It's a thing the last couple of years, I guess, but it's the one thing that everybody gets to open on Christmas Eve. And inside the box, usually there's things like new Christmas pajamas and something to do and some snacks and a Christmas movie that you're gonna watch that night. It's kind of, it helps like even the kids out and everything, because all the fucking gifts are coming and woo, fucking Santa, and so and Kristen doesn't even know I'm doing this. I'm like, well, let's give this a try. So everyone's getting new pajamas, an activity. The girls have some kind of activity. Kristen's getting and I can say this because A, this probably won't come out before Christmas Day, and B, she doesn't watch the show. So she's getting like an adult coloring book, crayons, and I found, and it's too bad Kev had to go, I found a Hocus Pocus themed card game.
Cool.
By Funko, actually. So that's in there with hers, as well as we have like the fuzzy slipper socks, and what else did I put in? Oh, new charge cables for everybody, because the kids are killing everybody's charging cables. So that's gonna be the thing is hopefully it works out the way I want it to. I'm going to make an excuse to run back in the house before we leave on Christmas Eve and put them out, so they're waiting for us in the house when we get home from it. And so I'm hoping it'll be cool. The movie we're planning on, now that I have access to HBO Max again, for Christmas Eve, is going to be a Christmas Story Christmas.
I still haven't seen that. It looks really good. I want to check that out.
Haven't yet either, and I'm gonna wait for Christmas Eve.
So did you get me in my Christmas Eve box a sleeper, a pancakes, and an invitation over at Christmas Eve?
Fuck no.
Fuck you.
Actually, you know what? I should extend an invitation to you for where we're going on Christmas Eve, because if I have to deal with it, you can too.
What the fuck do I have to do now?
No, it's just all my mom's family. So that her side of the family, we're going out to Cato. So.
Oh, goody! I just need to get drunk quick.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, if you need an excuse to go back in the house, it always works for me.
I gotta poo.
Shit. No. Oh shit! I think I have some toilet paper stuck to my balls. Hold on.
Nobody will ask that.
Or I guess we'll try that.
No one's gonna double check.
Right?
They're just gonna take you at your word.
Right. You do you. Just...
Like honestly, if you say you're not feeling good, will say, "Oh, what's wrong?" If you have the slippery shits, nobody will ask.
So you say this shit, and I can't use it for a title.
How about the slippery shits?
how about the Hershey squirts?
Mm-hmm.
That is squirts. Not a name for a holiday festive episode.
I referenced it, and I'm sure you guys noticed this. Kev had to step out. They've still got a lot going on with the construction in the house right now. He did extend his holiday wishes to everybody out there except Laura, not you.
Damn.
Oh, hey, Laura's on my nice list now.
I heard.
Asking from Kev's garage until he finds me. It's cold in here.
Let's keep moving on. Let's talk a little bit of gaming.
I got something for you. I don't know if you guys saw, but a game came out called High on Life about a week ago, and it is on Game Pass, and I started playing it. and it is fucking hilarious. Now, all the criticisms of the game I get them. Technically, it doesn't break new ground. It doesn't do anything new, but it's basically a first-person shooter written by the guys who make Rick and Morty.
Nice.
And I mean, it's wacky in that respect, colorful, everything plays well. But your gun is alive and it talks to you, and it's Morty. It's basically Morty. It's not supposed to be Morty, but it's the same voice and the same attitude. And I mean, even like just to throw some shit out there, because I know you won't play it. There's one point where I go to a world where there's a bunch of Care Bears. That's what they are. They're by a different name, but they're all ragged and stuff because they've been enslaved, and you're going to free them. And if I point the gun at the Care Bears and tried to kill them, because I point at every innocent person, imagine Morty's voice like, "Hey, what the fuck? Stop it! I'm not going to shoot innocent people. What's wrong with you?" But I mean, it just the dialogue is constant. There's actually this one point where this little flying dude just starts bugging you. He's like a mini MODOK or something, I don't know. And he just follows you through the level. And even if you're having trouble figuring out where to go, I swear to God, it was like 40 minutes of dialogue that didn't repeat, that he just kept going on about his family and his mother, and his ex-wife and all this. It was just ridiculous. But it's a fun game. Definitely worth checking out. If you have Game Pass, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It doesn't, it's part of Game Pass. It's free. Play it. I don't know. If it's worth a full, $60-$70, but it's definitely, if you find it at a discount, it's a fun game.
Outstanding.
That's awesome. So my buddy came over and he let us play with his MetaQuest 2, the virtual reality and all that, which is really cool. So it's like, I got a game for you. I'm like, because I haven't gamed in so long. So I was like, okay, what do you got? The NFL Pro Experience quarterback. So I'm like, perfect. I know Corbs, you might like something like that. So it actually makes me want to get a virtual reality set. So it was really cool. He's like, "Do you even know the buttons?" I'm like, "No, I don't." But I can read a playbook for like NFL a little bit, like all these plays that they're running, which is really neat. So it was really cool. You put the headset on, and literally, like, I of course was the Philadelphia Eagles, but you look around you, you're in an NFL stadium.
Oh, nice.
So it was so cool. Like, you're in the stadium was loud. You have to go like this with the headset to quiet it down. Like, you have to literally silence the crowd a little bit.
That's
It was
awesome.
really, it was so cool. Like, my friend is like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm holding the ball like this, getting ready to snap it, like, as the quarterback. And it was so cool. Like, literally, I've only done half the season. It was like, but literally, like, you're pouring sweat after like you're doing this, like, because like you're actually scrambling as the quarterback. You're throwing the ball like the quarterback. Like, your headset gets all jolted if you get like sacked, which is really cool. One of the only downsides I would say is because Jason Kelsey, he's the Eagles center. I know a lot of people may not know him, but he's white, but in the game, he's black. So like the AI of the characters aren't caught up a little bit. So,
Wow.
I mean, this isn't like a roster update or something.
No, but like you do have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. You have the actual numbers on the right players, but like you can definitely tell like their AIs are not. But you can actually get in like one of your teammates' face masks. Like, it's like, why didn't you catch that ball? But like you can hand the ball off to your running back. But you do like,
is that because I'm confused? I was white last year. Now I'm black. What's going on?
But yeah, right.
New
No, but
contract.
it's cool. But it's cool though. Like when you go to the sideline, like you just like you can pace the sideline. Literally, I ran right into a wall the other day because
can you throw a hissy fit and break your iPad?
I
Or
literally
is that just when you play in the Buccaneers?
Easy Tom.
Yeah, easy Tom. But yeah, I threw a touchdown, and my basement ceilings aren't so tall. But I was like, touchdown, and I almost put a hole through my ceiling. Fuck.
All right, one more question. Do you get to do like off-field activities too as the quarterback?
You just pace on the sideline. You can look at like the fans behind you. You can look at the coaches and your teammates, but
So
you can't really.
It's not like in Madden's where you can do like
mini camps, all that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But in Madden's when you do like a superstar or whatever it is, where you do like you get the promotion, you get not the promotions, the
Madden cards. Are you talking about?
No. It's used to be where you became a superstar. You could pick a guy. You could be the
attributes,
all the off-season stuff. You did the advertising. You did all that. It did all that stuff. That's what I think what Paul is kind of hinting at.
No. I was just wondering if you play as Tom Brady, like, can you kiss your son on the lips?
Ew. If that's what you want to do, dude.
It took that long for me to set that fucking joke up, and you talked over it. What the fuck?
I mean,
But no, it's a cool game though. But it's weird though.
I saw what you were doing, Paul.
Thank you.
It was really, but it's a cool game though. Like when you want to go into certain modes though, like they promote littering, which is kind of weird though. You pick up the football and then you drop it, then it goes right into the game. You pick up a clipboard and then it goes to the next screen. It's like, okay. But overall, it's a good experience. I like that one.
You know what? They need to do like a WWE game with that.
They said they're in they want to do more stuff like this. Can you imagine your wrestler getting body slammed?
Why? You know what? That would be impossible to play. It's just impossible.
You could.
It sounds like
I'm playing the long game here, Hugh. I want Jack to get it. Hold on. I want Jack to get it. Then I want to be able to sneak up behind him and just whack him with a fucking chair.
Oh, dude! Literally, you do not stand behind somebody. Literally, I got it. Virtual reality. Yeah. No.
But you know, really? Paul, what you don't know is that headset will probably protect him from it. Those things are heavy duty.
Don't they typically hit him in the back though?
Oh yeah, if you hit him in the back, then you're right.
Yeah.
Where does he keep going? What is going on?
Goddamn cat, in and out, in and out. No matter where he is, he's crying at me.
But yeah,
very cool. That actually sounds really cool. Every time I'm in Target, cool. I stand there at that case and I look at the Oculuses and I'm like, God, I should. My
son got one last year for Christmas.
Yeah,
so
it's tough for me to. It would be tough for me to play it because I wear glasses and contacts. So it'd be tough for you can buy an adapter to use with your glasses on it. So
or you can wear your contacts, which is fine. Or they actually make lenses. I have lenses for mine that pop in and out.
Yeah, there's
prescription lenses.
Yeah, you can get prescription lenses to put in.
And on Amazon, you get them on the first set I bought was like Jesus, like $100. The second set I got on Amazon, it was like $35, $36.
Nice.
No reason not to do it.
But they have also like that Beat Saber game that's pretty fun, and I played like Smells Like Teen Spirit, and like this, it kind of looked like Guitar Hero when you were playing a little bit, like with like all the different things you have to do. It was pretty fun. So
yeah, my son's played the Beat Saber on it before. I walk by his room, he's playing and he's just swinging his arms around, and you're going, "What the hell is he doing?" And you're like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And then I can hear it. Like he has a shooter game in there. It's like one of the games that I think came with it or something. He plays that. He'll you be walking around his room. He's like pointing his fingers, and you can hear the gun going off. And I'm like,
pew pew, pew pew.
Oh my God. See, I feel like I would get that because they have one right now that's with zombies, and my dad loves
Resident Evil, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they have Resident Evil, but they also have other ones. And
I would assume.
Yeah.
I feel like if I get that gift, my dad be like, "Oh, this is nice. Fuck you, I'm taking it. Bye."
They're expensive. They're expensive though.
They're what, $300 for the base
actually
model, right?
they I believe they might have gone up. They actually raised the price.
Yeah, it's up close to $4.
Fucking Zuckerberg.
Can I borrow the Geek Pod card, Paul, to buy it?
You have it. We had this discussion.
It's at a zero balance. You've been buying too much shit.
Wait a minute.
Hookers and blow don't pay for themselves.
That was a white privilege card.
What? What?
Okay. We this sleigh has gone way off track. Let's bring this back a little bit.
Oh no.
Okay. So I have not played this game, but in the spirit of our holiday special, I wanted to shine a Christmas light on a game that came out in 2019. Hugh, you may have heard of this one. It is called Cthulhu Saves Christmas.
I have not.
Okay. It is a prequel to Cthulhu Saves the World. I don't know if that helps you at all.
Nope.
It's from...
Those are two things Cthulhu does not do. So
no, I wouldn't think so. But here we go. This is the write-up. I just happened to find this. This is what they say from the developer at Zeboyd Games, Zeboyd. Okay, the master of insanity, Cthulhu, has lost his powers again, and the only way he can get them back is by rescuing Santa Claus from the League of Christmas Evil. In this prequel to Cthulhu Saves the World, join Cthulhu, the Snow Maiden, Elsa, Baba Yaga-chan, and Belsnickel as they build relationships, fight the League of Christmas Evil, and catch the Christmas spirit. Fight the Krampus, Mary Lloyd, and other Christmas League of Evil villains in unique turn-based combat. Insanify your enemies. Build your relationship levels with friends and foes in the super streamlined life sim segments, tentacles, multi-character abilities, more chickens than you would expect in a Christmas game, pacing that doesn't waste your time, fun for the whole family.
And what platform is this on?
Steam and GOG. It was also a limited run game for a while where you could get it for PS5 and the Switch. And literally it's on sale right now if you go to GOG.com, GOG.com, for like $2.50. It basically looks to me from the screenshots I saw kind of like a Final Fantasy 1 or 2 clone and all that. Sounds like it's really fucking funny. I almost considered getting out the personal laptop and actually downloading this and buying it to try it out. So if you get a chance, follow our link, check it out. Looks like a lot of fun. I believe it's also on Steam Deck, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
Right.
I'm currently failing miserably to mod Skyrim for my Steam Deck, so I've probably reinstalled Skyrim 6 times in the past 24 hours. So
Holy shit. That's a whole lot of Skyrim.
Yeah.
All right. If no one else has any other video games, I'm going to pinch hit here for Kev, if that's all right with you guys.
you can
Sure.
pinch whatever you want, Kevs. It's none of my business.
Damn.
You're pinching a loaf.
I did that earlier.
The Yule log.
Log. Did you say log? I don't have a log.
All right. Hit the music. All right. So the game I found, he's gonna go see the cat again. The game I found, again, trying to keep it in the Christmas spirit, is a board game / card game, I believe, called Santa versus Jesus.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Right from the publisher. Ready? Santa versus Jesus is a challenge-based party game for 2 teams. Minimum of 4, maximum of 16 players. So when we start these GeekPod game nights, oh yeah, we could have a good time with this.
So Team Jesus and Team Santa? Okay, sorry.
The
Anyway,
aim is to win believers from each other and prove once and for all who really rules Christmas. All right? Well, until the next game, that is. The game starts... Oh, hold on. The game starts with dividing into your 2 teams and choosing who will be on Team Santa and who will be on Team Jesus. At this point, team members will decide which character will represent them in the game. They can choose from the following characters. Team Santa characters are Santa, Mrs. Claus, Rudolph, Prancer, Vixen, or one of the elves, Sugar Plum, Eggnog, or Candy Cane. Team Jesus are Jesus, Mary, Joseph, Angel Gabriel, Donkey, or one of the 3 wise men, Myrrh, Frank, or Gold. Once everyone has chosen their character, yes, sir?
I want to be Donkey. Because I want to be somebody's
Donkey.
Donkey!
Once everyone has chosen their character, they have to refer to each other by those names. There you go.
I mean,
If they don't and are called out by the opposing team, they will lose a believer card. Look at that. There's actually like mechanics written into this. Each team starts with 8 believer cards. If less than 16 players are taking part, all the remaining character cards will need to stay near as they will be used for certain challenges, blah, blah, blah. From this point on, the game explains itself. The team compete in challenges to prove to their believers that they are more worthy of their adulation than the other team. If they lose the challenge, their believers will lose faith and they cross over to the opposing team. There are team and versus challenges. The challenges involve puzzles, riddles, knowledge-based quizzes, orientation games, and much, much more. You never know how you'll be challenged next. That's Santa versus Jesus.
Where the fuck did you find this? I feel like I'm on a big acid trip right now.
I actually found it on Kev's favorite board game website there, Board Game Geek.
How much is it?
Dude, come on.
Kev knows all these things. If you're pinch hitting, you got to know these things.
Yeah.
I hate you guys.
Because I need to know where to find this game because I got to play with Corbs. He's got to be Donkey.
I want everybody to go, Donkey!
It says it's $25. Nope, I'm a liar. Oh, I'm sorry. And the weight is 1 of 5. Okay. There is no price on this.
It's free.
Huzzah! It's on eBay. I know that right now. Price history: $10 on eBay right now in Geekmart. So it's a fairly cheap game, which is good because I might actually buy that. So we can do that.
There you go, Corbs. You can live your fantasy being Donkey.
Can be Donkey.
You know, you can live that fantasy anytime without a game as long as your girlfriend's okay with it.
We like to call that a furry.
That's pretty disturbing, Jack.
It's Jack. Are you surprised?
No.
All right. If we don't have any more gaming news or whatnot, I think it's about time to throw it to commercial. And I'm pausing for effect because I don't know if Corbs is going to jump in here like he normally does. No?
Wait. This one's just for you.
Just for me.
Oh, yeah. So my dog accidentally ate a whole bag of Scrabble tiles. So I took him to the vet. There's no word yet.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Stick with us, guys. We'll be right back with a Holly Jolly News segment. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a keyback issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics.
Now, before you take a long drive through Fulton singing "O Little Town of Bethlehem," here's the news. What? I mean, it's better than Avery singing "Two Turds in Gloves" during the 12 days of Christmas. I shit you not. First up, the grift that keeps on grifting. Did you hear the big announcement from former President Donald Trump? No, not him running again in 2024 to avoid prosecution. Something even bigger. At a time where we fire Superman, he has decided to step up and be America's hero. He announced last week a series of $99 NFTs depicting him as a cowboy, an astronaut, and even a superhero. The announcement video has that same superhero drawing shooting lasers from its eyes, clearly zeroed in on Ivanka's ass. This is both funny, sad, and terrifying as the ridiculously obvious scam sold out in like a day. So as I have outlined many times before, we are well and truly fucked. When the con men don't even have to try to look legit, it's time for a Discovery Channel documentary sequel to Idiocracy. Think about that for a second. Next up, So They Really Mean Forever. Developer Yule Interactive has updated us on the upcoming AEW video game, now aptly titled Fight Forever. Well, it was titled that before, but now we know why. They revealed that the game will not be an annual release like their main competitor, the WWE 2K series. Instead, the game will get updated with new features, wrestlers, and one would assume story content as time goes on. This is actually a brilliant strategy. Not only is the gaming public now willing to pay for incremental updates, looking at you, Assassin's Creed XP upgrade, but this can entrench users in their game. Imagine being able to play the same wrestling game for 3 or 4 years without getting it old and stale. Gamers are less likely to put down something they've invested that much time into. And this is something gamers have been asking of the WWE games since they were still WWF games. And finally, the death of Superman. After quitting The Witcher, presumably to return to the DCEU as Superman, Henry Cavill has been let go from the iconic part. James Gunn was hired to take over the DCEU and appears to be firing everyone involved in the Snyderverse. While some of this isn't 100% confirmed, there's been enough leaks to call this one all but confirmed. We don't expect Gal Gadot or Jason Momoa to return to their respective characters Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Even though Gunn has tweeted things like, "I'm not sure where you're getting that we booted Gal," it sure seems like he's putting a ton of effort into not saying who's still on board. Now, while I want to trust Gunn, given his track record with Guardians of the Galaxy and Peacemaker, it seems stupid to throw out the best parts of the struggling movie universe. Cavill is Superman. Momoa made Aquaman cool, somehow. And Gadot, well, fuck, who can replace her? Adrian Palicki? Is anyone going to get that? There we go. The problem here is when heroes are recast like this, there's usually a longer period of time where the franchise was dormant. It's going to be tough watching the next Justice League knowing Henry Cavill got fired. So we could have John Cena as Superman, Jennifer Holland as Aquaman, and Zachary Quinto as Wonder Woman. And Batman will be an actual bat that gets mad and shoots people when they point out he is a bat. Whatever. And that's the news, kids. In closing, I want to tell you how I saved Christmas for some random old guy in Aldi this week. We're going to call him Old White Ham Guy. Now, I'm at Aldi the other day. I'm wearing a winter coat and hat, pushing around a shopping cart with my 11-year-old daughter in it. It's not like when I'm at Walmart during warm weather and they assume based on my unkempt beard and general air of trailer park that I must work there. It was pretty clear I did not work for Aldi. We're going past the cold case, by the freezer section, when this old guy who's by the hams wearing a mask turns around and says, which of these is good? I don't know what the difference is. And I started going and I realized, holy shit, he's talking to me. I'm like, well, I mean, you've got 2 hams here. I said, one is hickory smoked, one's a honey ham. This one's spiral sliced. I would go with the hickory smoked. That's what I like. He's like, oh, so you think this will be good? I'm like, yeah. So I start to walk away. He's like, do I have to freeze it? And I stop and I'm like, okay, well, you don't have to freeze it. If you're going to cook it on Christmas, it's going to be fine. It's vacuum packed. It's cured. That's why it's pink. So they cure it. And if you have it cured and vacuum packed, it'll probably last months as long as you keep it in the refrigerator. So you don't need to freeze it. Just put it in your fridge and then cook it on Christmas Day. He's like, well, how do I cook it? This went on for probably 5 or 6 minutes. And I'm like, I said, well, there's several different ways you can do that, and I went over different ways to cook the ham. And it was just really the same. Now, insane. And he thanked me when I was done. And then he just went off about his business. Like, this is normal. He asks complete strangers how to cook things and for, culinary advice everywhere he goes. Now, needless to say, this is one of the stranger things to happen to me in a long list of strange things that seem to find me like weaponized heat-seeking weirdo rockets. But I like to think that when he sits down to his holiday dinner, he will be grateful for that hairy Aldi employee who was nice enough to push around that colored lady's disabled child and had time to help him find the perfect Christmas ham for him and his family of niece, daughters, and nephew sons. Paul?
In other news, in Sweden, they celebrate Christmas with a giant straw Yule goat. Corbs?
Nope.
He's like, nope.
Every time he's like, nope, I'm just not going to do the segment. I'm done.
Right.
I'm out. But then he doesn't go away.
You can't make me. I'm not going to do it.
Yule goat, huh? Straw Yule goat. I don't get it.
And I believe more often than not, the fucker gets lit on fire.
That's fucked up.
From what I saw.
Yeah, I can see that. Isn't that's a movie or some shit like that?
So maybe a flaming Yule goat?
It could be. So let me ask you a question. What do you call it when Batman gets hurt?
Battery?
Bruised wing.
Well done.
Well done. Yes.
much going on sports wise. I mean, today, Franco Harris passed away. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So that one kind of I saw that today when I was on lunch and saw that he had passed away. So best known for the immaculate reception against the Raiders. Sorry, Paul.
History's history, man.
No, that's true. I mean, still, I mean, he was a good running back. I mean, he was very good. The other thing that I kind of found funny, I guess. So we've talked about doing a wrestling segment or podcast. We've joked about it, I should say.
Some of us have talked about it. Other people have flat out refused.
Fuck yeah.
So I watched NXT. I've been watching NXT, I guess. Not watch it all, but I'll watch segments of it or whatever. Watched maybe Mandy Rose was the champion for 400 and some odd days. Yeah. She lost the championship and then the next day got released.
Yes.
Which was, I guess, was kind of shocking. I mean, and the reason she got released, I mean, I understand the reason she got released. I mean, she apparently had some.
That's what happens when you show your booty hole to people online.
But she did pretty well making that booty hole.
All right. So, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, and all the shit that the WWE produced during the Attitude Era, and she gets fired for that.
Well,
there were no booty holes
anymore.
No,
right.
I understand it's not the Attitude Era anymore, but I mean, live sex shows and whatnot. And,
yeah, but Edge and Lita's live sex show and her live sex show are two completely different things. One of those was fake.
True. So I don't know. I found it kind of funny that you would just throw her under the bus like that.
Well, I mean, it's understood that they told her that she can't be doing that.
Right.
She just continued doing it.
And she literally just said, not even a week ago, that she was considering retiring from professional wrestling to start a family. So I'm wondering if maybe this isn't all above board. Like, we're not all seeing everything. I mean, maybe this was her out. Especially if they came to her and said, look, you need to stop or we got to let you go. And then she's like, well, here's my way out of my contract. I'll show my butthole again.
And she's made $500,000 for it. And she only made like what, 250 with WWE? Like she has already doubled her money in a week.
I don't know about her accounting.
Dude, she's made bank. They said she's going to be making another 500,000 in another week.
All I know is that at one point, was she I'm looking at you, Hugh, because you're more of the history on this stuff. Was she a quote unquote general manager on one of the brands?
I don't know. I don't watch NXT.
No, that's what I'm asking is because
I don't think so.
Because I know on our game on 2K22, she's like the raw like general manager, like when you're doing the story mode stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't she like a manager to Otis at one point or something like that? A little storyline. Wouldn't she like manage Otis and that other guy at one point?
The working men or whatever they were. Otis and the guy that didn't catch on.
You know what I'm talking about. But Corbs,
sorry.
where you get
I was gonna say we completely ran over your segment there, Corbs. Sorry.
Sorry. I was just looking. So
I mean,
other than that, I mean, I don't have much sports related. So,
are you excited for any weekend games? Are you excited Nick Foles is your quarterback for the last 3 weeks, or the Immaculate Reception's the 50th anniversary? So what's going on there?
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean the Colts are out of it. So they've been out of it since week 1. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward. I mean, you got teams that are vying for playoff spots that haven't in a long time. You got the Lions. You got the Jaguars are in it. The Jets are in it. I watched the Jets play. I think it was the Patriots. Matt White's second game. I watched that game. That kid took some shots in that game and kept coming back. I'm sorry, that's pretty. I mean, he was on the ground twice after taking big hits, and they said all he ended up with was bruised ribs, and he came back after the third hit. So the first hit he didn't stay down. The second hit he went down. They took him off, and then the third hit he got hit. I mean, hard. And he laid on the ground for a few minutes and then jumped up and continued playing. And they said that bruised ribs, and I've had bruised ribs before, they're not fun.
They suck.
And he took more hits after that. I mean, he took 2 or 3 more hits on top of that, big hits. So him getting up, you could see him struggling to breathe. You could see it just was like, I was like, man, that's impressive. And even Tony Romo was commenting on it, saying that this kid is looking for a job next year. He wants to be a quarterback somewhere, and he's showing his toughness right here. And he did. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. And they almost came back and won. I was kind of shocked at that, but I mean that's a pretty impressive thing to see. Like I said, I watched it, and I watched some football here and there, only because I'm using a betting site on football games, and I'm trying to win some money, but it's failing miserably. Every team I bet on sucks. So, but I mean, other than that,
it's cool what you say though, Corb. Sorry to cut you off real quick, but like you have Mike White, Tyler Heineke. Yes, these quarterbacks, like they make like 20 million a year, 30 million a year. But Mike White and Tyler Heineke, they make combined $1 million probably. They're making so little money for an NFL starting quarterback, and it's kind of going to be cool when Brady finally eventually goes. Where's this game going to go? Like, who's going to be the next face of the NFL? Like Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts, or is it going to be Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen? We don't know. So
Kaepernick.
Time. What? Kaepernick? Yeah. Why don't you take a knee there, Paul? But go ahead, Corbs.
No, I mean like I said, I didn't have too much. I really haven't had a chance to kind of to do much research on sports because I've been working my tail off. So
how are we going to come back, do a sports report, and not even mention that Brazil won the World Cup?
What's that?
I just could put it into the notes by just saying that. I don't care anymore.
And didn't like the biggest comeback in football history happen this past week or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, even I know this shit, Corbs. You're slacking.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Matt Ryan holds the NFL record for biggest Super Bowl defeat and regular season defeat in NFL history. That poor guy.
Yeah, biggest comeback. Yeah, that was against the Colts, by the way. Way to go, Colts. 33.
That explains it.
Yeah, it does explain it. It does explain it. The Colts. I think I can get 10 guys off the street, and Jack is my quarterback, and beat the Colts right now
with one good knee.
I'm not playing center.
Yes, you are.
No. I'm talking about. I'll get 10 guys on the street and make Jack my quarterback, and I bet you we could beat him playing Iron Man football.
I think one website said at one point when they were up 33-0, Colts have a 99.9% chance of winning, and that slowly went down fast.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I was watching it because I had bet on the game. I bet on Minnesota to win by. I bet
33 points.
No, I bet the spread, and they're favored by like 3.5, and they won by 3.
Ugh.
Naturally.
Yeah. I was at dinner when it was going on. It was like the first game that I bet on. I usually bet on a few games, like 6 or 7 games, sometimes 8 games, because you can win more money when you bet more games or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the first game. So when they won by
You're
3
just
points, yeah, when they won by 3 points, I was like, well, there goes that. I can't not because you have to win all 8. You have to win all. Every game has to win by the spread, and I lost by half a point. And I'm like, well, there goes that fucking $800.
Corbs.
No. I didn't bet $800.
Oh, okay. Like that's what you stood to win. Okay.
It was like $5. It was a $5 bet. I could have won $800.
I was like, oh man, intervention time.
Corbs, we have to have a talk after this.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Not a very special geek pod.
Corbs is like Corbs is all in rags. Like I bet 800 here, and like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I would never do that. The most I bet is like $10. $10 on it. So I use FanDuel.
I think we bet more than that on the pay-per-view last month.
Wow.
So
I make that joke, but I actually did that one time back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like we had everybody throw in and do bets on a wrestling card.
Oh, wow.
So oddly enough, my old man won. He won the bets on that. But that's an unfair advantage. He had like 40 years experience. But like I don't know how you're missing the biggest news in sports entertainment right now.
Talk about Brittany Griner.
Who? What? No.
Exactly.
No, the biggest news in sports. It was announced this week on December 30th. John Cena is back.
Back where?
On SmackDown in Florida. Tampa? Florida? Help me, Hugh.
That's his
Yep,
hometown.
Tampa.
Can't be back in your hometown.
What sucks is the surprise was ruined like 2 days before. Didn't he tweet it or something that he was going to be back or something
like that?
We're watching SmackDown Friday night because the kids are really into it now. Madison is huge into wrestling now, and we're watching and they're going through the whole thing and they're talking about it's on December 30th. There's going to be a tag team match, blah blah blah, and I'm remembering the news that came out, so I already knew. The end of SmackDown hits when they're literally at the end, the go home segment, and Cena comes up on the Titantron. She goes fucking ballistic. Oh my God, John Cena, blah 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 blah. I'm like, you've never seen him wrestle before. Well, apparently she's a huge John Cena fan, because at the talent show this past spring, 2 boys did a whole skit to his theme music. So she's a huge John Cena fan now. So just for Madison, you can't see me. So she's super excited about that. He may have replaced Liv Morgan as her favorite. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. I was watching I did hear that because I was watching Raw with when Seth Rollins came out. They mentioned was it Kevin Owens and John or something like that? Versus
KO and Cena against Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn.
Oh, okay.
I don't see that ending very well for Sammy. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I think this is where we see the dissolution of the honorary Uce. So
we'll have to wait and see.
It's disappointing when Hugh doesn't jump in on the wrestling discussion. That's
I mean, we really don't know.
We don't, and they could swerve us. We don't know.
I've already said everything I have to say on that. I think that they should run it until the bloodline breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they should turn on him, because that's what everybody
that's
thinks.
what everybody's expecting. Yeah. Yes.
And you know what? I can't logically find any reason other than Roman just going, yeah, I was just kidding, which is crap, because he's done a lot of great stuff for them. They have a legitimate reason to really value him. And I just feel like that without further development, it's just going to feel contrived.
The only thing is what they brought up with on SmackDown is his relationship with KO.
Yeah, well, I used to be friends with my ex-wife, but you don't have to worry about me hanging out with her now and helping her beat somebody up. I mean, shit, things change.
Awesome.
And the next pay-per-view is Royal Rumble, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
And then
January 28th.
And we think Cody Rhodes might make an appearance back?
We've heard nothing, but that's a whole lot of speculation. Apparently, there's also huge speculation now that Seth is going to win it and challenge Roman.
Maybe.
Speculation. Nobody knows.
It seemed like that last night when he was talking with Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Austin Theory, I have a newfound respect for him. I found a show on Vice, and I know you're big on Vice, Corbs. It's a show from 2019 called The Wrestlers, and it's basically all about indie promotions and different things. Like they go to Japan, they talk, to the deathmatch people. They go to Bolivia and talk. There's like a whole women's wrestling thing down in Bolivia. Each episode is something pretty obscure. And the first one was about the upcoming generation. And this was Austin Theory before he was in the WWE. And you've got, I think it was Booker T and maybe some other guys were like talking about him, but they said, this kid, the way he emotes when he's in the ring, when he looks like he's in pain and everything, they were like, he does that most guys don't have that by 5 years. A lot of them don't even have it by 10 years. Like he has it right out the gate. His acting and his emotion is there, like he's a veteran, and his athletic gifts, how gifted he is of a wrestler. And I realized that, holy shit, they're right. And in that interview, he's straight edge. He's like totally, which means he's totally all into, he's not, wrestling and then going partying and getting drunk and, fucking girls and stuff. He's dedicated to this. So while they're painting him as a heel, I have a lot more I had no respect for him before. Now I'm like, hey, I think I like the kid.
What you're saying makes sense to me. Like the kid's got a future, and they make you hate that kid. And he does a very good job at it, because I just can't stand him. But you're right. His in-ring quality and everything, amazing. He's way better than he has any right to be.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm after learning all of this and because I disliked him so much. I didn't even realize how good he was. I think maybe the next Shawn Michaels.
I can see that.
Start
With
out
the right
bad.
push and the right angle. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, be a heel for a while and slowly become a fan favorite. Yeah.
But he's got to fix those eyebrows. That's fucking 2 dead caterpillars on his forehead.
You're born with them. What are you gonna do?
You can fix those. I've seen the threading ladies at the mall. I mean, they can hook him up.
You know what? If I ever went and got my eyebrows threaded,
I'd beat your ass.
Fully expect you guys to never let me live that down.
All right, Corbs. Again, completely derailed.
That's all right.
Your
I like
sports segment.
Well, he kept saying he had nothing to talk about and then just kept talking. So I think it worked out well.
It does. It always works out well. So what do you call James Bond in the bathtub?
What?
James Pond?
James Bond.
James Pond.
What do you call James Bond when he's in the bathtub?
What?
What?
Bubble 07.
Bubble 07? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
You blipped on us for a little bit there.
Sorry.
That's all right. Jack.
What's up?
Sounds like it's your turn for some erroneous questions of the week.
Sweet. Okay. So, how about what famous event occurred in the United States on December 16th? I'm not going to give the year because the year will give it away. So, what famous event occurred in the United States on December 16th?
Oh, the World Cup?
No.
I swear I'm not Googling answers. If you hear all the ticky-tacky, I'm putting it into the show notes. December 16th.
American history.
The first
Huh?
Christmas parade.
No. American history.
Oh, you know what, Corbs, you're onto something, because he did say he was going to get festive with his stuff.
This isn't festive, though.
Dick.
Jesus, damn it.
The first polio outbreak in Chicago.
The Boston Tea Party. All right, good job.
All right,
The
all
next two, what?
All right,
Okay.
no, that's good. I like that.
What modern day piece of sports equipment was invented on December 29th, 1862? What famous modern day piece of sports equipment
The jock strap.
was invented December 29th, 1862? Nope.
The baseball
Yeah.
glove.
I was just
No.
thinking need something to protect your jingle balls. So
If you
Makes
think of the
sense.
word ball, that's kind of in the right area. So think of
A
that.
basket for basketball.
No. Twinkle Toes. Think of a cartoon that had twinkle toes. That was with cavemen.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god. Cavemen They had a dinosaur as a pet.
The Bat?
Oh my God. He had a neighbor.
No. He's trying to
oh.
answer your question. I know you're talking about the Flintstones.
Yes, think of the Flintstones. What did he like to play? What did he go
Bowling.
What was
So the
invented?
bowling ball?
There you go.
All right. I mean, you
Oh,
led
the-
us to that one.
And then the last one, this one I came up with right
3?
before. Yep, 3, because we didn't record for 2 weeks. This famous actor has had the #1 movie, the #1 TV show, and #1 book in 1 week. This is the only actor to have that.
Eek.
This one I did know, and I was impressed.
Shatner.
No,
Is
I
it
got
recently?
no.
Okay.
What is his name? David Hasselhoff.
No.
Hmm.
Hugh?
Movie,
I-
book, and
Movie,
TV
book, and TV
show.
show.
I can't even think of any actors that I know have written a book.
So, Don't Stand Too Close to the Naked Man is the book. Home Improvement is the TV show.
Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Santa Claus is the movie. 1994 in December.
Wow.
Wow.
That one. Yep.
Outstanding.
No,
Yeah,
kinda
Merry
sucked at
Christmas,
those
you
ones.
filthy animals.
All right. So why don't we I almost fucked this up again.
Almost.
So weekly topic. You guys ready?
Yep.
What makes a holiday movie a holiday movie? Do I need to elaborate, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What makes a film a holiday movie? All right. And the boys will answer that when we come back. Stick with us, guys. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a key back issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore. Located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking, Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics. And that sound means it's time for the weekly topic. I'll reiterate what it was. What makes a holiday movie a holiday movie? Guys,
Happening on the holiday? I mean, this isn't, you didn't say what makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie. So this has to apply to any holiday.
I made it more generic so you could fit other
Yeah.
ones in, but I mean, where I was going with it was Christmas movies. What makes a movie a Christmas movie? Like,
Sure. No, like it's kind of cool. Like holidays when you're younger. You have the classics of the Christmas Vacation, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman. Maybe being dressed in your pajamas, eating some pancakes, watching you're eating breakfast while you're watching the Christmas movie. We actually watched The Hangover on Christmas. That was great. My mom got me The Hangover. We all are all getting ready for Christmas, and my mom was like, "I did not know what I bought you, but it was the unrated version of The Hangover." My parents had never seen that, so that was kind of a nice
fantastic movie.
Oh, it's great. It's a nice little surprise when Ken Jeong jumps out of the the trunk of the car.
Spoilers. Yeah.
I
Spoilers.
guess I don't need to watch that movie now.
You've never seen The Hangover? Oh, okay.
Haven't we been over this? Hugh has only seen things that either have tights or horror elements to them. Like he doesn't watch like normal movies.
But no, it's kind of cool though. Like
Normal
literally, I remember one year, like before we watched like a Christmas movie, my brother just jumps into my room. He's like, "Christmas presents," and then he like, ka-chink, my bed breaks. And it's like, but like you just go downstairs, you put the Christmas movie on, and then you're all together and just can relax and just be all together as one. That's what makes a good Christmas movie.
Okay, so that's what you. Okay,
Yes.
Santa killing things. That's what makes a good Christmas movie for me.
Did you watch Violent Christmas?
I did watch Violent Night
Violent Night.
Was it
today,
good?
actually. Yeah,
Nice.
it was good. Now, I'm not going to say that it's groundbreaking, and I don't like it as much as a Christmas horror story. But I mean, it was good. It was a lot more lighthearted and inspirational than I thought, based on the media around it. I thought it was going to be a lot darker. David Harbour Santa is great, but he doesn't start off as a killing machine, and it's not like evil Santa or just badass Santa killing things. He's kind of getting his ass kicked around until a kid inspires him to go back to his Viking roots. I mean, it was good. It's definitely worth watching. Maybe it'll go into the holiday rotation. I wouldn't say it's as good as Fat Man though.
Isn't like John Leguizamo or something like that? Like,
Yeah, isn't he the villain?
Yeah.
Cool.
The one thing you want to watch is there's no sex or anything in this, but there's lots of mentions of Santa not being real, and that only flew in our house because the movie literally has Santa in it, so it's clear to the kids it's not true. But we've been having to be really careful about what we let her watch.
Yeah, we've already had to address that too. Madison has come home and there's kids saying that Santa's not real and Tooth Fairy. Yeah.
He's not real. Wait, what?
Granted, at almost 13, that shouldn't be a thing, but Madison's a special case. So,
we're gonna like ride.
let it go for as long as you can. Yes, keep the magic. Yeah,
Yeah, he's real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm Santa Claus.
Pancakes.
Jack,
I don't see the correlation.
I don't either. I don't know where the pancakes.
I mean, I'm never going to turn down pancakes, but
You didn't turn them down at the Comic-Con.
fuck no. As soon as you told me they had them, I ran down that hallway.
but you notice what Paul did? He found out there were pancakes and he went and bought his own, Jack. That's how adults do it.
No, you buy me the pancakes and then you just give them to me.
Oh.
That's what Santa Claus does.
I did that for Kevin.
See, that's a very nice Santa Claus.
I did do that for Kevin because we were joking about that. So, for me, so we're talking about what makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie. It has Christmas in it. Christmas trees, Christmas.
That's it.
Music.
It's based around Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it's ancillary, and I'm going to get to why in a minute.
Like Die Hard. Like
It's
Die Hard
right.
2.
But
Die Hard 2 is a fucking Christmas movie.
I'm not as well versed with Die Hard 2. I know it does take place during the winter because I remember the snowmobile scene with John Amos. Yeah. But even movies like Batman Returns takes place during Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Okay. So everyone's had their say, right? I'm going to tell you what the correct answer is for me. Just saying. Correct answer is what makes it a holiday movie is if you can remove the holiday elements, does the movie still work on its own? So, Batman Returns. You pull the fact that it takes place during Christmas out of it, the whole movie still works, right?
Yes.
Right? Not a Christmas movie. Okay. Violent Night. You cannot pull the Christmas elements out of that without it being a Christmas movie, right?
Correct.
Like the movie does not work without that.
Correct.
That is a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Now, Corbs. This is the answer once and for all. You pull the Christmas elements out of Die Hard. Does the plot and everything still work?
Sure.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Why
holiday.
else would all those people
why is he,
still
why
be in
is he
there?
there?
Why
he
is
there?
John in there?
Yeah, why
That
is he there?
for once and for all, that proves Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I
why
thought
he
we
wouldn't
weren't
he
going to
wouldn't
do this year.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yeah,
you're right. If it's not Christmas time, he is not in Los Angeles at the Christmas party.
And no one is in that building.
Right. You're right.
Because they are there for
a Christmas party.
And if it's, I'm going to counter you. If it's not Christmas, Bob Cratchit's family still don't have money to put food on the table. If it's not a Christmas movie, what's another Christmas movie? One that's not blatantly Christmas, like Elf. Give me one. Come on, something classic.
You're not wrong on A Christmas Carol, though. Like, they're still poor as fuck.
Yeah. Basically, the plot, the movie doesn't have to change if it's not Christmas, because Scrooge is still a bastard.
It's a Wonderful Life too.
It's a Wonderful Life is a great example,
right? Shit can happen anyway. Yes,
but also it has the actor that played Carl Winslow from Family Matters, so he's in that movie. He's the cop.
He's going back to Die Hard. Not It's a Wonderful Life. Carl Winslow's not a time traveler.
He could be.
Not. He's definitely
not. My girlfriend from high school always maintained that my father was the white Carl Winslow.
Oh my God, the mustache too. Oh, that's perfect. The white Carl Winslow.
And who gets that one? So yes, Corbs, I sculpted this weekly topic just so we could prove that Die Hard is in fact a Christmas movie. And while we're at it, a little bit of advertising for our good friends at Sci-Fi Horror Fest. Tune in to them on Christmas Eve, where Tiffany Beth will be reading.
Yes, I saw that.
A Die Hard Christmas.
Yep.
Yes. That is their Christmas Eve celebration. From there, let's move it on to our midstream report. Guys, what else are you watching other than Christmas shit?
I'm not watching Christmas shit. I don't do Christmas shit. We are on season 4 of Supernatural with Avery, though. She is absolutely in love with it.
Nice. Go ahead, Hugh.
What?
You referenced it earlier. Laura was on your nice list. Why?
Oh, yeah, because she posted to Facebook that she was torn between watching Supernatural or watching, what was the other show?
I must have missed that post.
Shit. Yeah, anyway, it was 2 shows. One of them was like, it wasn't Sons of Anarchy. It was one of, but something like very realistic or Supernatural. And people chimed in. A bunch of people said, watch Supernatural. And I went in and since you guys haven't watched it, you won't get the reference. And she won't get it yet until she gets later on. But I said, for the love of Chuck, please watch Supernatural. And she went with it and she kept with it and started watching it. And, you know, I never, oh, what are you going to say, Paul?
I understand that reference.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'll say. Because again, I don't want to ruin it for anybody either.
Yeah. But we're rewatching it and just my opinion of the show is just being solidified during this rewatch. I've never watched it from beginning to end. This quickly. I have.
Oh, because you were probably watching organically. Originally.
Yes, but also, I mean, I've gone back and done a rewatch once or twice when it was only a few seasons old, but I've never done the entire thing like we are now. And just the world building and everything that. Here's what's funny is that you can tell a Supernatural episode. In fact, when I watch Walker, Texas Ranger, because a lot of the same people make that, I can tell it's the people that made Supernatural because of the way they do some story cues, some of the cameras, the
flavor.
Music. Yeah, music cues. Yeah, it's the flavor. And what surprised me this time is a lot of the shit that makes Supernatural was there from the very first episode. I did not realize what a complete picture they had when they created this, because I mean there's like little music. I don't want to say it's like background music that repeats a lot, but they have a lot of little music cues, little bass line and guitar going. Yeah, but it's not a theme song. It's just this song kind of plays fairly often throughout. That shit was there from the first
That's
episode.
awesome.
Yeah, they really, because a lot of times, especially long running shows, they don't really know where they're going when they start off. It really feels like they had a clear vision, all from day one all the way to
From the
the
jump.
end.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And I
Which
honestly don't have anything against it. It's just that's another one of those shows I have to watch by myself. So that makes it harder.
I would bet Kristen would love it.
We tried when it was on originally.
Really?
Like because I remember that I watched the first 1 or 2 episodes as it was happening, and she noped out. She was like,
What if you remind her that Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in it? Because a lot of women are like, oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
she's not Shayna. Shayna. That's Chex girl. And that's going to be the litmus test to see if she's listening or not, because she's going to message me and say, "What the fuck? You don't know how to pronounce my name."
But yeah, no, good shows though. Tulsa King's still watching that. That's a good one for sure. I'm really telling you, that's really picking up. The Mobsters is still was
Are you
still
watching it on? Are you watching it on Prime?
I'm watching on Paramount Plus. My friend gave me her Plus, so like
So you can't say that. Shh.
it's just getting
Well,
better.
I mean, you said it about HBO Max earlier.
Exactly. It's
All I
getting,
said is I have it again.
I said it at the previous episode. My friend
Didn't
gave
you
On
say
Mike.
your oh,
On
you're
Mike.
right. You're right. You're right.
Shut up, Hugh.
no, but good stuff. It's good, really, really good show. Stallone, I think he'll definitely get a Best Actor nod for it for a show. But also treating myself going to Hugh genre. That's pretty cool. The genre I'm rewatching Tales from the Crypt. So I remember watching
The
it when
animated series.
no, the ones that were on HBO in the early. It was 1989 to 1996. So I
I
just
was
remember
making a joke, dude. Jesus. Yes, I remember that HBO show. Fucking awesome.
But yeah, it was like, oh my god, you got a lot of big name actors in it. The guy that played Cypher from The Matrix, like I just watched the one where he was like a cat, like they operated on him, and like they killed him like in like 8 times or something like that. And at the end of the episode, they buried him alive. I'm like, this show is getting really dark. The girl that was in Back to the Future, like a guy like molded her face and she became like all like gross looking, and I'm like, yes, maybe the scariness factor is not as scary, but like some of the acting is pretty damn good. It's like a TVMA show. It's like, okay, I don't remember it being this kind of dark. It's like a more twisted Twilight Zone. So I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. So I was like, I on Cyber Monday, I picked it up for $20 the whole season, the series. So
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Where did you get that? Because I'm sure the sale's over by now, but
Amazon, if you want to
Was
borrow
it?
what I've
Nice.
done, it's really good. I highly like. I'm rewatching.
oh, you
them.
actually bought physical media. Nice.
Yeah, I bought a box set, and I was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. So
It must be the year for physical media, because one of Kristen's gifts, I actually bought a Blu-ray player because we
Nice.
didn't have one anymore. We have the PS4 up there, but the remote is fucking awful for the PlayStation.
What's a Blu-ray player? That sounds familiar, but I don't remember what that
Remember
is.
way back in the day, those DVD things? They kind of look like those things that you play on your PlayStation if you're not fully digital.
The games. So it's a
Yeah.
game player.
Kind of.
Okay.
But they did movies for them too. Almost like reel to reel.
They did movies for games? You mean like Assassin's Creed, the movie?
Did you watch that?
I did. It was good.
Was it? I've never seen it.
I liked it.
I liked it.
never saw it.
It was good for people who don't play the games.
Gotcha.
And when I watched it, I hadn't even played the game, so
I've got to
you
check
know,
it out.
You know, gamers are douchebags, and we're like, oh, everything didn't happen exactly the way it did in the game. You know, it was a good movie. It was interesting, and I was really hoping to see it go somewhere. But
That shit happens with it.
hopefully, maybe someone.
It'll be rebooted now if they do anything with it.
Right. So I watched a couple of things. I was on Netflix.
you know, Supernatural's on Netflix, Corbs.
It is. I see it all the time when I go on there.
He's like, yeah, next. What'd you watch?
I watched a couple of like miniseries. One was called The Texas Killing Field.
I watched that last week.
That was that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was shocked at like all these, like you go down, I think it was 49 they were saying or something like that, and there's a field, there's like a giant area where like people dump dead bodies, Like these girls, they had something. I think it was like 30 something girls go missing in
Yeah.
that area or something like that, and they found four girls in like one area.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, and basically, I mean, it was like how the local sheriffs in the area didn't really take to people who were coming in and saying, "Oh, my daughter's gone missing. She was here. She walked this route every single day, and she's gone missing." You know, and they would just throw it off as, "Oh, she's just a runaway." Like four girls, they're just runaways. They weren't doing anything about it. And then when they finally found these four girls in the same area, now they didn't find them at the same time. It was they found one, then they came back like I don't know, like 2 years later, and there was another girl that had been put in the same spot. And then they came back like I want to say like 4 or 5 years later, and they found two girls in the same spot. So they were like, "Well, this has got to be somebody doing it, you know, a certain person doing it, and they're dumping them in this spot because this is where he dumps the bodies and type of thing." So they thought it was a serial killer, and never caught anybody.
Wow.
All these, yeah. So I mean, they haven't dumped any bodies in that area in a long time, but nobody's ever been caught. I mean, this started in the 70s, 60s or the 60s and the 70s. I mean, they had a couple guys that they thought were suspects. One guy did get charged for. One guy got charged and served time for.
Yeah. In the
something.
60s and 70s. Yep, that was me.
You
Come take me away.
might be a family thing. I don't know.
Was the
So
big,
that was pretty.
Granted.
That was pretty wild. I like that one. I watched another one. The state of Alabama versus Brittany Smith. That was kind of weird. Not weird, but it was like, so it's about this girl that takes a friend of hers, and he's a drifter, like he's homeless at the time, and he takes her in, and apparently I don't know how true it is, but apparently this guy was raping her, and so she called her mom to come take her to get cigarettes or whatever. She was trying to get somebody to come over and kind of get her out of the situation. So her brother came over and picked her up, but the guy that was staying at the house that was sexually assaulting her came with them. So she went to the convenience store to get cigarettes and told the girl behind the counter what was going on. And she said, "Reach out and call my mom." So this girl called her mother after she left, and her brother went back. And it's in Alabama, so there's a concealed carry law down there. Mm-hmm. So he had a gun with him, and the guy that was there was doing the sexual assaulting, was choking out her brother. So she shot the guy in her house, and they charged her with murder.
That sounds like Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And she tried to do the I can't remember the actual term of it. Stand your ground.
Yeah. That's the law.
And they were like, no, that's not what it was, because they couldn't prove that she was being sexually assaulted, even though she went and had a rape kit done and all that stuff, and they just said no. So she actually took a plea deal at the end of it. She was looking at 25 to life. She took a plea deal for, I want to say 6 years or something like that. So, but because they were like, well, the judge is like, well, no, you can't prove that, this is what it was. Because when the cops showed up, like she called the cops and said, my brother shot this guy. Her brother was going to take the rap for her. Mm-hmm. And then the next day she went back and said, well, no, it was me that actually shot him. So they were like, well, you lied about that, so you were lying about this too. So that was pretty good. I watched that. That was kind of like, I was like, I want to take a look at this and see what was going on with it. So, and then the last one I watched was and I pulled it up here. It's called The Web of Make Believe: Death, Lies, and the Internet, which was pretty wild. They talk about the first one they talked about, and I was like awestruck that they do this shit. It's called swatting. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it. So what it is these kids play games online. So that'd be like my son being online playing a game with his friends. And my son kills another kid in the game, and that kid gets pissed.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
And what they do is they make a phony phone call from someplace. Like this kid could be in California, and he would call the North Syracuse Police Department and put in a call that there's somebody being held hostage in our house. And they send the SWAT team here, guns drawn and all that stuff, while he's playing online. So when they show up, they see it all happening online. So it's a big thing. And there was a kid that was living in California that people would call up and say, I want you to SWAT this person. So this one kid kind of egged him on, was like, oh, come to my house, do it to my house, do it. And he gave him a fake address, like a phony, like a former address. And the SWAT team showed up. And when the people that lived there, when the guy came out the front door, he had his hands up and he started to put his hands down and they shot him.
Holy shit.
And killed him.
Yeah.
So now the kid that, the one kid that called in the phony swatting,
the swatter, yeah,
the swatter, he's going to jail for manslaughter,
as he should,
right? And the kid that asked him to do it, he went to jail for like 18 months, and the kid that egged him on is still on trial. It's just it's
crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's the craziest thing. There was a couple. It's a 6-episode thing. I watched all 6 episodes. There was one about a girl that was a neo-Nazi, but she didn't start out as one. She actually met up with this guy. She started dating this guy who was a fascist, and he basically said that she wasn't true enough or whatever. So she went and did research on it, and she actually became the woman's face of the neo-Nazi movement. Which was, I was like, holy crap. But it was basically like, and I didn't realize this, and I'm not anything like that. But when you're in a relationship in that type of a group, the female has no say. Like the male says everything. If he wants a beer, you have to go get him a beer. You don't say anything. You don't say boo unless you're spoken to. And at that time, then you can speak. So I watched the whole thing, and this girl, now you guys all remember the thing in Charlottesville where the guy ran people over with the car?
Yes.
Yeah. She was the person that headed that. She was the person that got it. Because what you don't know is a month before that, they had a peaceful one there. It was a small one. They all were there. No violence, no nothing like that. What happened was there was people in other neo-Nazi groups that were traveling to certain spots where they were having these rallies. And all they were doing was going there to create violence. So they'd show up and they'd start, harassing people and beating people up and all this stuff. Well, one of the guys that was there was the guy that drove the car that hit the girl, that killed the girl. But this girl organized the whole thing. And when she realized what was going on, before it all happened, she realized what was going on, she got out. She still got blood on her hands, and she doesn't know how to deal with it. But she testified against them in court. She was the key witness in their trial because she had inner workings of it all. So that was that one. That one was pretty good too. The last one was it was a 2-part. Last one was a 2-part. That's about a guy who was filing phony income tax for dead people.
Ooh.
To the tune of about $5 million total for the entire time he did it. And what he was doing was he would have it deposited to a bank card, like a direct deposit bank card.
Yep.
That he could just go anywhere and plug it in and you could take money out. But what he did was he hired a bunch of people to do this. And then he would say, okay, you're going to get, we'll say,
X amount. Yeah.
X amount of money back. And then you're going to give me a percentage of that. And then you have to deliver it to me in a certain way. And you got to take pictures of the whole thing. So I know what happened was the FBI finally caught on. And then they they followed him, they found him, but they couldn't make any charges stick right off the bat. So what they did was they went and got a device called a Stingray, which is like a portable mobile detector unit. But what it does is like if it drives down the road, it broadcasts to everybody. So everybody's phone gets picked up.
Right.
Everybody who's using a certain type of, everybody's using a mobile device, their stuff is being recorded too. And you're looking for one person. So this guy decided that he was going to try to fight and say, well, that's illegal. You can't do that. You're looking, how did you figure out it was me by doing this? You had a broad spectrum of these people and you zeroed in on me. Well, how did you know it was me? Type of thing. So he ended up, actually they denied his claim in court, but this is gonna come back to haunt the government at some point when they're using this device. So it was, I was impressed with the whole thing. It was very well done. So those are the three things that I watched I really wanted to kind of bring up. So
awesome. I'm still not caught up on anything. We're trying. I have to finish Andor before Kevin kills me.
That's 2052 when you'll finish it.
Right, maybe.
That's when you get the next episode watched.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm pretty caught up on wrestling. That count.
Sure.
Not to Kevin.
Right. Anybody else though? I don't have anything else that I'm watching at the moment because we're not caught up. I mean, we've watched a few Christmas specials.
I watched the first 2 episodes of the Santa Clauses, but that's not bad. But it's different.
We haven't made it there yet. We still have to watch the Santa Claus 3 and then get into the show.
Yeah,
because we watched the first 2. We watched 3/4 of a Christmas Story this year, and we've seen the original.
the old one.
New one is Christmas Eve. We're watching that then. Family doesn't know it yet. And we've seen Christmas Vacation about a dozen times. So
nice.
Yeah, Kylie loves that show, that movie.
Is Rusty still in the Navy? That lady played Betty Boop, by the way. Fun fact.
Yes, she was the voice.
When'd you move to Florida, Clark? Sorry, you can quote that whole movie.
You can. It's easy. Anything else, boys? Before we wrap up this Christmas spectacular.
Nope. So you're gonna drop your nuggets?
I have one for you.
Is it a Christmas nugget?
Is it a crispy nugget or is it a Christmas nugget?
Christmas nugget.
Yes, it fits in. Remember, the important thing is not what you give or how you wrap it. The important thing during this very special time of year is that you save the fucking receipt.
That's true.
Wait, before we go. Someone just called my phone, sneezed, coughed, and hung up. I'm sick of these cold calls.
Oh boy.
Good night, everybody, and happy holidays.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.